Hey guys, welcome to a new video. I'm Sarra from Sarra Studio and I hope you are doing well. I am so excited to bring you the first video of a series on the rings from Tolkien's universe. Unlike the other Rings of Power, this one doesn't have any magical powers but has an interesting story since it covers most of Middle-earth's history from the First Age to Aragorn's reign in the Fourth Age through the rise and fall of Numenor. In today's video, I will show you how to paint the Lord of the Rings movies version of the Ring of Barahir in watercolor, while sharing some bits of its story. So keep watching. I've sketched the ring on my sketchbook first, to make sure I got all the elements and proportions right. Then I scaled it up about double the size on my watercolor paper, using the grid method. Then I added some very light pencil details like the snake scales as a guideline to paint them easier later on. I've mixed some ultramarine blue with a tiny bit of red sennelier to get this gold hue to paint the silver of the ring body. The light source is coming from the top left corner, and that's why you see me darkening the right edges to render the dark corners of the ring. I used the lifting technique to blend my different layers of paint together. Basically, I apply a very light wash of paint, not too wet. Then I come back on the same wash while it is still a bit damp and lift some of it with the tip of my dry, clean brush. This is one way to get smooth and seamless edges. One of the most overlooked rings from Tolkien's world is probably the Ring of Barahir. The elven lord Finrod Felagund gave it to Barahir, a mortal man, as a token of gratitude and friendship for saving his life during the Battle of the Sudden Flames during the First Age. It's commonly admitted that the ring was forged by the Noldor, back in Valinor somewhere during the Age of the Trees. So it was first known as the Ring of Felagund, and the two serpents were the emblem of Finarfin, his father's house. If you're familiar with Tolkien's cosmogony The Silmarillion, then you probably remember that Finrod was among the Noldor who decided to follow Fëanor in his rebellion against the Valar. The book can be difficult to read at times since there are so many characters, places and events, but it provides you with so much background on the vast and phenomenal universe Tolkien managed to build so brilliantly. I definitely recommend the read, and I'll link it in the description bar down below for the keen and brave among you guys. Here I'm painting the Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings movies version of the Ring of Barahir, where the two serpents have plain eyes, not set with emeralds, and instead they went for a main emerald gem in between the two snakes. Both snakes seem to wear a golden crown, and it looks like they are both devouring the golden flowers too. The only detail I decided to change is the eyes. I had to give them back their emerald eyes. In the Silmarillion, chapter 19 of Beren and Luthien, Tolkien describes the Ring of Barahir as such. Then Beren answered, "Death you can give me earned or unearned, but names I will not take from you of baseborn, nor spy, nor thrall. By the ring of Felagund that he gave to Barahir my father on the battlefield of the north, my house has not earned such names from any elf, be it king or no." His words were proud, and all eyes looked upon the ring, for he held it now aloft, and the green jewels gleamed, there that the Noldor had devised in Valinor, for the ring was like to twin serpents, whose eyes were emeralds, and their heads met beneath a crown of golden flowers, that the one upheld and the other devoured. That was the badge of Finarfin and his house. As you can see, the movie's ring looks quite different from the original one in the text. So, the Ring of Barahir takes us as far back as the events of the tale of Beren and Luthien as mentioned in the Silmarillion extract I just read to you. It is mentioned again in the Appendix A of The Lord of the Rings of the Ring of King Arvedui of Arthedain, and it reads, "It is said that it was none other than the ring which Felagund of Nargothrond gave to Barahir." So that Ring of Barahir survived all the events throughout the entire history of Middle-earth. Not bad for a ring without any particular magical powers, don't you think? It symbolizes the friendship between elves and men, and it played more of a diplomatic part throughout the ages and was used as an ID, proving the identity of its bearer, before becoming one of the symbols of Numenor and then Arnor and Gondor kingship. The ring successively and successfully survived the downfall of the realms of Doriath, Beleriand, Numenor and Arnor before it was eventually entrusted to Elrond for safekeeping in Rivendell during the Third Age, until Aragorn, the heir in direct line, became of age to inherit it. He then passed it down to his son, Eldarion, during the Fourth Age. We're not sure exactly what became of the ring during the Fourth Age. Some clues Tolkien left us let us believe that the Ring of Barahir finally faded from memory with Arwen's passing, as she could have been buried with it. thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you got inspired and found some useful tips. I'm Sarra from Sarra Studio, and I'll see you in next week's video. Bye guys!